In January this year, NOPSEMA, the National Office of Petroleum Exploration, basically approved a company called Advent Energy undertake seismic testing off the coast of Newcastle. Seismic testing is basically a way of getting access to geological data to prove up oil and gas resources offshore. What this permit's going to allow this company to do is to fire acoustic blast out of a sonic gun along 208 kilometres of its lines in the exploration zone. And when you're doing seismic testing for oil and gas deposits, you have continuous air gun blasts every 3 to 10 seconds, continuously 24 hours a day for up to 3 or 4 days. That has direct impacts on the marine environment. It's been shown to cause auditory impairment and navigational impairment to whales, to dolphins. It has impacts on benthic sea life, which is of course the bottom of the marine food chain, and it massively disrupts fish movements and fish populations in the areas. And so this means that over the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks we could be looking at an ocean going vessel undertaking these seismic blast testing activities off the Newcastle coast. This company is not undertaking this for any kind of public good purpose. It's not undertaking it as some kind of geological survey. The whole purpose of this is to demonstrate the oil and gas resource off the coast of Newcastle with a view to setting up oil wells, gas wells, or a gas field. The idea that we would have an oil or gas field off the coast of Newcastle is abhorrent. It's unnecessary, it's unwanted, it's a disaster for our tourism industry, it's a disaster for our commercial and our recreational fishing industry, it's a disaster for the marine environment first and foremost, and it's a disaster for the climate in terms of the contribution that such a project would make to ongoing global climate change. But the seismic testing itself, which is often presented as quite benign on behalf of the people advocating for it, is actually just as dangerous. Globally, we've seen the impact of seismic testing on marine environments, on benthic invertebrates, but also on dolphins and on whales. The last time this sort of testing was undertaken off the coast of Newcastle, the commercial fishing industry reported months of what they called a fish desert in the area of the seismic testing. It literally sends the fish scattered in all directions. That's why you're seeing a consistent level of community outrage. You're seeing community protests now on a weekly basis, calling for the government to suspend this seismic testing license, calling on the government to make sure that this doesn't take place off the coast of Newcastle, that we don't interrupt the whale migration season, that we don't destroy the commercial and recreational fishing stock off the coast of Newcastle, and we don't cause permanent damage to our pristine coastline. Literally no one wants to see an oil or a gas field off the coast of Newcastle, and it's up to all of us to do our part to make sure that that doesn't happen.